What's going on, guys? My name is Kel,
And I'm Sarah.
and welcome to Married Life Podcast, Episode 3.
3.
Yes. So, no, the purpose of this podcast is obviously to have a conversation about marriage, about faith, about love, about money,
Sex.
and
Why do I always have to mention the sex part?
because, geez, babe.
Like, you the one that wants to mention it, and then you just don't. Are you shy?
Yes, honey, I'm
No,
shy.
you're not.
I'm
Stop
shy.
it. Let's be realistic.
Yeah. So we're gonna talk about that too, and
What's that?
and everything in between. You know.
People
So
think
yeah.
I'm the...
Though you always want to talk about sex.
Let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me.
So yeah, no, welcome back to the podcast, guys, and
Welcome back. We're super excited. Episode 3.
and my wife is looking beautiful as always.
Getting ready for vacation, guys. This is the vacation hair. Getting ready for vacay.
Nah, they did good. They did
Is it good?
Yeah.
She did good, right? We
She
should
did
give her a shout out.
What?
She did good. Her name is Sabrina. I can put her Instagram on our post so that you guys can follow her. She's amazing, such a loving soul, and such a great person. I met her through someone else who referred her. Super dope. She's in Clifton, New Jersey.
Nice.
Really nice, very welcoming. It was really good. Y es dominicana. She is Dominican.
No, but they did good. They did good.
I love it.
They did good.
She was dope.
You ready for the cruise?
I am so ready for the cruise, babe. Had the day off today. My vacation started today.
Nice.
Yeah, my vacation starts today.
I want to be like you.
Oh, stop it. So, babe, tell me one good thing that happened to you today.
Not today, this week.
Oh, this week. Right, this week. One good thing that happened to you this week.
One good thing.
Or something that stood out.
So we went on Sunday. We went to go celebrate a friend's. We cut her cake at our friend's house at Frank and Elizabeth's house. It was Elizabeth's birthday, and we cut a cake. And I thought that was dope that we went to celebrate her, and we were there with a group of friends that we've known each other over 10, 15 years.
More than 15.
Yeah, La Familia. So it was good that we were able to do that and just chill. So I thought it was a good bonding moment. You know, we're playing Uno, and I didn't win a game. Now her and Frank won.
I think it was a setup.
Yeah, that was a setup.
I think it was a setup.
But it was a good bonding moment with friends and family and just hanging out, and that was a good moment. So that was my takeaway of the week. What about you, babe?
Takeaway of the week. This week, I have a lot going on at work, and I get a lot of anxiety, and I but I put into practice what I've always known, and it's just to give it to God, like really just give it to God and be like, God, I'm doing the most that I can. I need you this night. And I did that, and I've just been on chill mode. Like, work has not given me and I love what I do. You know that I love what I do, but I really have been on chill mode. Like, I'm not stressed at all, and I have so much more on my plate, and I'm really on chill mode. And my work has been recognized. Like, it's been being recognized. So
good.
I'm excited about that. It's not something that I was looking for, but it's coming. It's coming.
Right. Good. That's what's up. Also, I forgot to mention that. I was going to mention it now. Another good thing that happened this week was, we're trying to pay off the school loans. Right? Well,
we'll get into that. Yeah,
we're getting in the process of paying off for school loans.
Right.
And they have that loan forgiveness program stuff, right? And like this has been like delayed and hold backed up because right now it's on a pause.
Right.
And you don't have to make any payments now, but it's on a pause. But there was like a one-time adjustment where they adjusted like the last 10 years.
Right, and they were calculating.
They're going to calculate
right.
you like for the public service loan forgiveness.
Right.
And since you've been working in that for the last like 8-9 years.
Right.
Like some of them should apply. Like they've messed up in the process. Right. So like they want to count. Basically, you need 120 payments, and then they forgive the entire your debt as long as it's a federal loan.
Right.
And you got to work at a nonprofit or
there's other things that you have to check off. Right.
You have to check off.
Right.
And so they adjusted a lot of them. So right now it says we only need 42 payments left. 40,
Bro,
46 payments, which is about 3 years and 8 months left, which is like,
that's amazing.
so they fixed a lot. They fixed
They're
them.
adjusting a lot of it
I think they adjusted everything that we
that
needed.
we needed them to adjust.
Yeah.
And so we got some loan forgiveness too from that, right?
So you mind if we share?
Go ahead, baby. This is
Yeah,
what we're
yeah.
here for.
So
We're being guys. For you guys
transparent.
that don't know, I'm the one that was in school and I had the school debt. But as we are one, it is our debt.
Yeah, yeah.
And so my husband, and that is the only debt we when we got married that I carried on into our marriage was my student loans,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then while married, we
Yeah,
went
while
back into
married.
student loans
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I went back to school.
Went back to school.
So our student loans went back up. And so we really have been praying about how we're gonna get through that. And but God has been good to us. Like I
Yeah.
feel like, and for those of you guys that don't know that this is information to me, my husband is the one that takes care of our finances in the house. So he does all the budgeting. He knows where our money goes, and then he shares that information with me. But he knows exactly where every cent of our money goes, and he making sure that we are on track of as far as our finances. So that's why he's informing us because I would not know that. I'm gonna be honest.
Right.
I don't deal with that. My husband is who deals with all of that.
Right. So you mind if I share numbers?
Yeah, babe. Share. We're
So
transparent. Go ahead.
so right now, so we owe
And student loans.
student loans. Right now we currently owe $110,000. Right. And that was big. That we owed more. Right. But remember, like before,
We were paying
you were
that
paying your
off.
bachelor's.
Yes.
You went to private school and
that whole shebang.
And we paid like 25.
I went to private school for some of my undergrad, not all.
Right.
Because then I went to CUNY when I woke up and smelled the coffee. That
it's the same thing.
Sorry, that was side note. Let's not get into that. Let's not get into that. That's politics. Yeah.
But so yeah. So we owe about right now we owe 110. Even though in total we probably had owed like 150.
Right.
Right. But then we've been paying off.
Right.
And now with this pause, that's how much we owe.
Right.
And it's like, that's a lot of money, yo. Like 110.
And we sat down with someone that specializes.
Yes.
Which was very smart.
Yes.
And invested in that.
We did a consultation with like a student loan expert, and then they talk you through about your student loans, and they mainly deal with like high loan, like doctors. Everyone who owes 300,000 and up.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, you know what? It was like $400. Get a consultation. And I was like, what's it gonna hurt? Get advice, and then they can walk us through, like what we can do. And
what would be the best thing for us to do?
Yeah. And the consultation was great. Like they talked us through like doing the process of loan forgiveness and like just taking advantage of like the deadlines.
Right.
So anyways, instead of I was even down. Like I know you finished school. I was even down to like, okay, all you need is 10 years of payments, and boom, you get that forgiven.
Right.
I was like, I'm down for that. But then submitting documents of your past employers and stuff like that, and they give you credit for that, I'm like, yo, that's what's up. And now we only owe 3 years, 8 months left.
Right.
Like, yo, that means. Right. But then, which is still pending. So I looked up the loan forgiveness information. It only shows half of it.
Right, which shows like 50-something thousand.
It only shows 50.
So I'm thinking maybe that was from the Biden loan forgiveness situation, or
not. Right now, everything's delayed.
Yeah.
So I don't think
you're not trying to.
Nah,
no high hopes.
Nah.
You're just keeping in your head that it's still 100.
Exactly. Like it's gonna pop up.
Okay.
It's gonna pop up. But anyways,
I think that God is holding us down. And so I'm gonna keep faith that God took care of that.
Amen.
And we got forgiven. And so now we only owe the 50-something thousand, 57, whatever it is. And that we only have those 3 years and 10 months to take care of that.
Amen.
And
amen.
Glory to God. If he wanted to, if that was the blessing that we got.
Amen. Amen.
I mean, I think that the loans, guys, Sally Mae was who originally.
Oh, Sally Mae.
Sally Mae is who I originally owed money to.
It was
and
hopping.
So Sally Mae, let me give a little backstory. Sally Mae used to call me in my time BC. And for those of you guys that don't know Sarah BC, Sarah before Christ. And so Sarah before Christ, Sally Mae would call and Sarah before Christ would be like, Sarah done died. What you talking about? Don't call here no more. Like I was really running from those loans because it used to give me so much anxiety and like worry and things that are not of God. And so I used to run from those loans, but after becoming an adult, a mature adult, I understood that that's not the way, and I need to step up
Mhm.
and pay these things and be responsible for what I have. And
Right.
so I definitely jumped on and started taking care of that. And then, of course, even more when I got married,
Mm.
it was more of like my husband, like, all right, we need to get this ball rolling. The snowball needs to go down.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I definitely have seen those loans for a long time, and it's something that I feel it's always on my shoulder. But my sister, Judith, my amazing sister, shout out to my sister Judy, she got all her loans forgiven. Remember, she got that letter, and we were like, "What?" She got more than 50,000, more than 75,000, I think it was.
Yo.
She got that forgiven, and so did one of my colleagues.
There's a
Um,
lot of people.
LB. I'm not gonna say the name because I didn't get permission to say her name, but
Mhm.
LB, she'll know who she is. Um, she also got her loans forgiven, I believe, and so I'm seeing people around me
Yeah, yeah,
getting their
yeah.
loans forgiven, and I'm just so happy for them because I know what that burden is like.
Right.
I know what it is to carry that. ¿Me
No,
entiende?
I'm in the Facebook group like
Right,
with the loan forgiveness people, and
right,
people
right.
are posting it. Like today, I saw one, 120,000 forgiven. They just sent me a letter, and another lady is like 230,000. I was forgiven, and I'm like, yo, Lord, if it
Que
happened,
llegue.
que llegue. Facts. Not because then kicks. We start making payments now, like in the end of July, something like
Well,
that.
yeah, yeah.
So, but yeah, that's another good thing
That's a great thing.
that added on to
Great thing for this week.
for the week. Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
that's awesome. That's amazing.
Yeah,
I think that's amazing that we're there. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. God is good,
God
man.
is great. God
God is
is
good.
definitely great. He's been so good to us. He really has. I can't sit here and say no, he hasn't, you know?
Right. So yeah. So I wanted to just do like a little discussion
Yeah.
on like marriage and some
I mean,
topics between us.
of course, and they gotten to know us in the last two episodes. They got to know who I
Yeah,
am,
yeah,
a little backstory on me, and they got a little backstory on you. So I think it's only best that we start with the marriage.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So I got a few questions, and obviously we could bounce back and forth.
Okay.
You know, if you want to hear it. I mean, when I ask you the question, you can just if you want to say it back, sure.
All right. And we're being full transparency here.
Transparent,
Okay.
transparent. Or you could say pass if you don't want. If you feel
Nah,
like
we're doing this. Let's go.
you know. So question number one: how am I doing as a husband in general?
Wow. I think that, everybody that knows me knows that I brag about my husband. I think my husband is amazing. Not because he's an amazing man, period. Um, I'm,
In general, in
I'm
general.
a lot. I'm a lot. And I know that I'm a lot. My character, my personality, my attitude, I'm a lot. And my husband deals with me and loves on me unconditionally. Like sometimes I self-reflect on my reactions and I'm just like, why he hasn't just told me like me like like cut me off or something. And then I'm just like, wow, I admire, and I always tell you this, right? I admire your attitude and your reactions sometimes. Like I admire it. And not to say that sometimes you don't get fed up, but it's very rare the time I can count on one hand the times you've come out of character to react to something that I've done
Right.
or said or my reaction because I can trigger that, right? And so I can count that in one hand. And I think that you have been an amazing man to me, an amazing partner, an amazing friend. I've been able to reach many goals on my dream board, on things that I've always wanted to do,
Mm.
being married to you. Like a lot of those things on my list were checked off being married to you. I've been able to accomplish those things in life because of you.
Mhm.
So I think that you're doing an amazing job as a husband. And not only as my husband, but as my best friend,
Mhm.
as my life partner. Wow, baby, really? You're so dramatic. It's the
Cool.
truth, though.
No, yeah. Thank you. Appreciate
It's
it.
the truth.
Appreciate it.
You're an amazing man. I
Appreciate it.
always say it. You are. You push
Appreciate
me
it.
for better.
Awesome. Awesome. Let me see what other one I got here for you.
Well, wait. Let's ask you the same question.
How are you doing as a wife?
How am I doing as a wife?
No, you're doing great, baby. Like,
I think I've improved
yeah, yeah. Oh,
from when we first
from day
started.
one, from day one.
From when we first started.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We're not slamming doors anymore.
Wow, we're gonna take it there. Let's
No,
not.
but you know, we both like I would be I'm like a yell I was a yeller a little
Yes.
bit, you know. So we've improved.
I don't. You see, and I don't think that. I don't think that you were such a yeller.
Nah, okay, maybe
But I
I'm
think
being
that
overcritical myself.
no. But I mean, you've yelled, but I don't think you've yelled like at me. You just your volume has increased. Yelling at someone is different than your volume increasing, right?
Yeah,
I think. So I don't think that you yelling. I think that your volume. But I think that those are habits that we pick up from our
yeah,
families.
yeah. Like if you look at us growing up, you
Right.
realize like, man, I'm acting just like mom or dad.
Right. 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 Right.
You know,
So how am I doing as a wife?
you're doing great, baby. Like you've definitely improved. You know, you've um you've softened up in your character. Like you don't react like you used to. You know, you're filtering yourself. So, but right now, I think you're doing great. Like we're in a great space, anyways, right now, and I
We've
think we,
worked hard to get here.
yeah, yeah. And you know what? I look back and I'm like, we're doing great now, right? We're saying we're doing great, but in the last 3, 4 years, you was in school, right? So it's
The
like,
last 3 years I was in school.
yeah. So you were in school full time.
2019,
Yeah.
2020, 2021,
So we might have felt like
2022.
frustrated with each other or something like that, because like you was in school full time,
Working full time.
working full time.
Full time mom.
Full time mom. I'm working nights, so we only see each other on my
2 or 3 hours.
2 3 hours on our days off. On my day off, because I
Mm-hmm.
was off like Thursday, Friday,
And I'm working and going to school.
and you off Saturday, Sunday. So it would be like, so we didn't see each other much.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a frustration that builds up there. Like
Absolutely.
we're not seeing each other, not being like coming home at.
Physical with each other, all of that takes place. But I think that that's the important thing about the marriage is that you have to invest in each other.
Mm,
You have to work on this union, like
mhm,
that, and that's why I think the Word of God speaks so clearly of that. Like your wife, your spouse is first. Like that is that is so important for the marriage, is because we are each other. We are there for each other. We're supposed to be
mhm,
each other's
mhm.
life partners, right? And we are supposed to be that connected
Yeah,
and that union, right? And so if we are broken, then our house is broken.
yeah,
And if it just trickles down to our kids, to our household, to everything, every aspect of our marriage.
yeah. No, that's true. That's true. We got to be on the same page, same energy. You know, we are one. You know, um, but yeah, yeah, like if the frustrations that we've probably built over time, you know, like not seeing each other, not being in the same bed as each
Mm-hmm,
other, because
mm-hmm.
you know, like I would get home at 2 in the morning,
I was already
and you're
knocking
already
out
knocking out. So
with my books on me.
we're not going to sleep together. We're probably not being intimate like we're
Mm-hmm,
used
mm-hmm,
to,
mm-hmm,
you
mm-hmm.
know. So all those things build up, and then like, and if you look at couples that like break up or something like that, like it doesn't happen in one night. Like,
Overnight,
oh, you
right,
didn't just break up.
right, right, right. There
Like
was things building.
last year, the year before, things were like, you know, you're no longer dating each other. You know, you're no longer spending time with each other. You're
Mm.
no longer, you know, hitting each other up. You're not no longer being romantic. You're no longer being spontaneous. She's no longer being nice to you. Now she's just being a headache.
We're
You
just
know,
roommates.
and you're acting like roommates. And then because you got kids and then the responsibilities, you kind of, you know, you work together. And I understand there's a season of that, but you got to come back to your
You got to be very
spouse.
careful. Yeah. You got to be very careful to not make that your regular routine and your regular habits.
Yeah, yeah. Like I understand it happens, like because it's life, and there's moments like that. But you gotta make time for each other, you know.
Definitely.
And I like no lie, like I'm been like really intentional with that with
You
you.
have been. You have
Like
been very extremely intentional.
I'm talking about like every month, I make sure we go to at least one date,
Yeah.
right?
But I
Like
think you've always been good with that. You've always been good with that, but I think that you're being even more intentional with it.
yeah,
And you're really putting effort and you're really thinking about certain things to do,
hmm.
which I appreciate. I think that that's amazing that
So
you
when I hit you up and be like, yo, pack your bags, we're going to
yeah,
Miami,
that's those are crazy moments that I'm just
right?
like, honey, really? And you're telling me we're leaving on Friday and you're telling
So
me Thursday night.
tell them Tell them how you feel.
I mean, my husband, guys, my husband is being very intentional with this. And so it's already happened twice where we're in bed and we have this thing that we play like Uno cards before we go to bed, and we have like a moment with us, like just fun. Like we're really dating each other, and he just like, you know what, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I needed you to take off Friday because we're going to Miami for the weekend. And I'm like, you're telling me tonight, Thursday, like
No, I'll tell you
Wednesday,
like
you're telling me
Tuesday.
Wednesday and we're leaving Friday? You're only giving me one day, like you're telling me
Yeah,
Wednesday night, which
yeah,
means you're only giving me Thursday. And my first reaction is, I don't have clothes.
yeah, 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 yeah.
My first reaction is always,
Always like
I don't have clothes.
it's the same line no matter where you go.
And so he's done that twice, guys. Surprised me out of nowhere, unexpected. Like those are unexpected moments that I'm just like, what?
Hmm, hmm.
Like, what are you talking about? Um, but I think that also that's my love language. My love language is quality time.
Mm,
Is big for me. Words of affirmation and gifts are definitely my top. And I think that with the seasons, minds have changed, but
right.
I think that you being intentional with those things mean the most to me. It definitely means the most to me.
Good. I know you like that.
I love it.
And not only you, like in general, women like being surprised. Like,
Not all women,
no, not all women, because
the
some women want to
majority.
be in
Right.
control and they want to. But in general, women like being surprised.
I like it. I can't
So
speak for other women because
no,
I
you're
just feel
right.
like other women, I don't know. But I definitely like it. I appreciate it because I feel like you really thought of me
Mm,
and you really thought of what can and I'm guys, I'm not talking about he just plans the trip. He plans childcare. He plans where we staying. He plans everything. All I have to do is pack a bag and leave.
that,
Like I'm not even thinking about who's staying
that's
with
what you
my
got to do, guys.
I'm not thinking about, and he plans it all, like down to the child care and what's gonna happen
Hmm,
and
hmm, hmm.
who's taking care of our kids, and I appreciate that. I mean, I can't do nothing like that for him because he's not about that life.
Nah,
He doesn't
but
like
it's
it.
okay.
But it's funny because I
It,
feel like we do to those what our love language is.
was act of service for me to
For
you
you
because
is
I like to
yes.
see you. You know, like okay, you're the one woman of my dreams. You're the one that I love. So I
Aww.
want to serve you, and it spices up the relationship because that's there's longer term effects of that. You know, like I'm thinking ahead. Like okay, you might like it, but you're gonna be you're gonna be nice to me for the next week or two. No, no, that's it.
Wow.
I'm just telling you that like I'm thinking ahead. Don't
Right.
I'm looking at it from a macro level from the sky. Not don't look at it.
I'm like, wow, I'm not nice to
No, no,
you.
no. You are, but what I'm saying is like you'll be extra nice. You know,
You're gonna get extra
you
services
know
or
what I'm
something?
saying. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying. No,
wow.
no. But you do it as an act of love, but those are the benefits no matter what. It
Yeah.
comes with it. It comes with the territory. So just advice to the guys out there: plan those trips.
But
And
I feel like you were also taking like reading books.
yeah, 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 yeah.
I
I
feel like my
was.
husband's that type of guy though. Like
Yeah.
when my husband wants to do something, he researches, he takes his courses, he'll take read books on it. And I feel like that was something you were reading on, like how to better our marriage and how to better
Right.
connect or something
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
And
How to be a better being working better relationships.
right.
You
And
know.
I just feel like that's amazing. Like you finding time out of our crazy life with 4 kids,
Hmm.
work and maintaining a house and everything else that comes with that to be able to be like, all right, I need to invest in my marriage by taking this course or reading this book to better this to see what else.
Yeah.
I think that's phenomenal. Like ladies, tú tienes que buscar un hombre como el mío.
Uh, nah, people let me know. No, you don't find them everywhere.
You
So
don't. You don't. I found mine and I am hooked.
nah,
Hooked.
there's men like that out there, but
But
you
it's
gotta
just
be
so glad. So
intentional.
it also goes back to, I feel like I want to be real with people and be like,
Hmm.
this is not what we always used to be.
Nah, not at all.
Um,
We get better over time.
yeah,
We
yeah.
learn to be better friends. You learn to be better lovers. You learn to
What do
be,
you
you
What do
know.
you think was our hardest year, our toughest year?
We shared that before,
What was it?
but no,
I
it
think
was
that
like year 5, 6, something like
yeah,
that.
I think it was definitely 5, 6, but I think that before we got to 5, 6, there were some dark moments.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. I mean, we were always bickering a lot. Like
And I think
we
that
always
also
want the
has its,
last word. We want the last
yeah,
word. We want to, you know, we're two people who always like to
two
be in
directors,
control.
two
Two
directors.
directors directing the same movie, and I might be more passive aggressive,
Oh, you don't say.
and you might, on the other hand, be
I'm just
just
aggressive.
aggressive. But it was our personalities, but we have to learn how to work with it. But yeah, I think year 5, year 5, 6, it was our hardest ones. Mainly, we didn't. I think also we just moved in to the house around
Five,
that
six, we
time.
didn't just move in.
No,
3, 4.
okay. Well, a year after, like it was still hard because we were
Oh
happy.
no, it was definitely our move to our house, our first home that we purchased, was hard. That whole 3 years after that, for the first 3 years living here,
Yo, the first 3 years of us moving into this house, because
it was
we
intense
we were an hour away, hour and a half away
from our
from our
jobs.
jobs and from the city, from New York City.
Right,
We moved upstate,
right,
and we had to be up at 4:30 in the morning every day,
right.
pack up the kids,
Yep.
or
Pregnant,
pack up the kid at
right,
that
and I was
time.
pregnant,
And you're being pregnant, and you
right.
had one kid, and then go to work and being half asleep, then dropping you off. I mean, drop me off work,
I dropped you off,
then
then
you
I
drop
dropped the
off at
kids,
the babysitter,
and then I would drive it all the way down to Harlem every day to look for parking.
and to look for parking, and then go backwards, do it everything again, and come home at what time? 8 o'clock,
8 o'clock at night, we would have dinner in the car
have dinner, and then to do it over again the
every
next
day.
day. So there was like not even there's no 8 hours of sleep there. Ain't no way, because you got to come home, shower the kid, maybe pick up, and if you're lucky, you get a little bit of 30 minutes of Seinfeld. Remember?
Oh my God, we used to watch Seinfeld.
Yeah, we used to watch because it was 11 o'clock at
It
night
was 11 o'clock at night by
every
the time
night.
we got to wind down.
So
Those were tough years. Wow.
but I guess it was just like the trickling of that, and they do say though, like, and those are the years that the toughest, like years 6, 7, 8 in
Hmm.
relationships, and that's where the most divorces happen
Right.
in those years.
I think they say the most divorce happens in 5, 6.
Yeah, those in those time frames
Yeah.
happen.
And the leading cost of divorce is your finances.
One of the finances, yeah,
But I think that we,
because you disagree, and then you.
I think that we have to, and one advice is be realistic. Be realistic with what you're capable of doing. And I knew very early in the game, I think right before we even got married, I told you, I told our counselors that we were doing our premarital counseling with, that they asked, one of the questions was like, have you guys discussed how you guys would split up your finances, or
Hmm.
who would take care of the finances? And I was like, I can never take care of the finances. He will, because if it was up to me, we would be living out of a shoebox. Okay. Like, I am not as savvy as my husband with the finances. I am a spender. I am a shopper. I like clothes. I like shoes. I like the good stuff. And it's tough to see what is coming in and be like, we could do that, and not see the bigger picture. So I've um I've adjusted to being okay with that, even though there's still days that are challenging.
Right.
There are many times that are challenging, and so understanding that is really hard.
And
But let
now, but not well on that subject. Like it's not easy because we're two independent
mhm,
people,
mhm.
and like even getting married, like couples have to agree if they want to join even their finances.
Right. I mean, can we share?
Yeah,
I mean, we join our finance. We have
we join our
one
finances
account, and our both of our incomes, our salaries, go straight into that account, and everything is paid from that
from
account.
that.
There's no hidden money. There's
Right,
none of that. We
right.
know exactly. Of course, we get our spending money and stuff like, but it comes to that account, and from that account, it is then distributed to where it needs to go to and what needs to get
Yeah,
paid.
yeah.
And based
And
on
we agree
what our
to
need
yeah
is what
mhm,
we agree to, what our pocket money would be and our spending money would be, depending on what our need is in the house. Our,
mhm,
our home comes first,
mhm.
and it's
But we
been
do
tough
have we do have separate accounts, like own little
for our pocket
our
money.
little pocket money
Yeah,
accounts.
but I'm talking about our salary goes
Oh
straight
no,
into one
like
account.
that 95% goes
Yeah,
there.
the
You know.
whole it goes in, that we distribute it to our personal accounts that we
Hmm.
have that we hold our spending money on. And I've had this discussion with many of my friends, and they're
Because
like,
not
"Are
every
you
yeah,
crazy?
some people are
Why
not with
would you
it.
do that? What if something happens?" And I think that for me, it's not the what if something happens. You know what I mean? Like,
Hmm.
I'm not thinking my husband's gonna run with my money. Like, that's
Right.
not my mentality. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm being naive, right? But I don't think so. I think that
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
joined this union trusting my husband.
Hmm.
I'm in this marriage trusting my husband. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? Like, I don't know. I don't think that I am being naive. I think that I understand that I am not the finance person.
Right. Right.
Like, I'm not
But
good.
hmm
And before I got married, of course, I lived on my own and I was by
yeah.
myself and I had to take care of my own income. Yeah, I made sure, but I wasn't saving. I wasn't, and I wish I was because I was making good money. You know what I mean? And I didn't have all the responsibilities I have now. So I really wish I did save a lot of that. But you live and you learn. And I think it's what works for each marriage because that may not work for everybody.
Right.
And
Right.
I'm not here to judge anybody,
Hmm.
but this is what works for us
Right. Right.
and what has been working for
But for
us.
those who do join accounts, it's important for both parties to look
Yes.
at the account. Both people be on
But
both names be on the account.
no, yeah, absolutely. I think it's very important because I fight not to know and you fight because you need me to know,
I'm like, yo,
which
look at
he's
the
always like, look at our budget and look what's coming in, look what's being paid, look where we at, look where's our debt. Like he's very detailed in giving that. And I run away from that. But that's because of trauma from before. You know what I mean? Like that gives me anxiety.
right the
It gives
numbers.
numbers gives me anxiety. Hence why I didn't go into anything that dealt with math. I am in social work. I don't deal with numbers. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
But um, I just think that it's important that both parties are involved. It is important to be involved because
Yeah,
if you have any doubt
yeah.
or
You
question,
got any doubt?
it's right there.
Make sure both of your names are on the account. And you both can log in to the account
Yeah.
and see it.
I have access to all of that, and I still
Yeah.
tell my husband like put it in the safe and anything happens because I'm gonna forget everything. I don't want to. It gives me anxiety,
Right, right.
but I'm doing much better because before you would say let's talk and it would be a fight. Like I will argue to not do it. Now you'll tell me and I'll be like, all right, at what time we're gonna do this? Like I need to be mentally prepared
Right.
to sit down and
But
look at this.
I'm also making the process a little easier too. I'm just gonna send you the budget and
Right.
you see it.
Yes.
It's not like we're sitting down and talking about
I
it.
mean, I think it's important that we do sit down eventually and talk about it because if I have any questions or
Yeah, yeah.
you want to explain something like, hey, listen, I think it's important that we start changing our pocket money to this or we can increase it, we can have that discussion. But I think that we have had those discussions when it
Hmm.
happens.
Hmm.
But it does give me less anxiety to have to talk about it.
Hmm. No, money's a subject that you got to be transparent. That's why
Yeah.
they have divorces.
Yeah.
Like if a couple out of nowhere out here spending $500, $600, $700, knowing that the rent's got to get paid, and that's a problem.
Yeah. It's definitely a problem.
So it can
Definitely.
cause a lot of conflict, but you
Of
got to be on the
course.
same page. And it's hard sometimes for women too who are independent
I think it's
and
very hard for us that are independent, that are bringing home
money too,
money.
because now
We're bringing in the
both people
income.
are working now.
Yeah. It's hard. It's hard when we're bringing in the income and I'm like, hun, we need to get this. And you're like,
Hmm.
no. And
No.
it gets frustrating, guys. I'm
Hmm.
not sitting here and be like, no, it gets frustrating.
Right.
When you are independent and you want to do certain things and what's happening in your household does not allow you to do that.
Yeah, but if you guys are married, I recommend it.
Yeah.
Get one account together, just because you guys are a team. You guys are one.
Hmm.
If you guys are married, you guys see yourselves as a couple, as a duo, as a power couple. All you're gonna do is now hold each other accountable now. Like, oh, I don't want to see what she spends or what he spends. Now you guys can work together and have a bigger plan together. Like, no lie, since we've joined our accounts, I feel richer.
Of
Obviously, because
course.
our income
Our
it's
income is
double.
looking great.
Like, yo, I'm making double, but it's really because
Isn't that,
two incomes
yeah.
comes two
I
incomes
think
come.
that the only downfall for me personally is that I can't surprise my husband as much as I want to because he's like a hawk on our accounts. He knows where if he sees a weird transaction, he's automatically asking. But then again, he doesn't like to be surprised. I ask him, "What do you want to do for your birthday?" He's like, "A movie." You ask me, and I'm like, I want to go to Dubai. I want to go to Hawaii. You know, he's very like,
Viaje.
I'm being dramatic, but you're very low key,
Yeah.
not a spender.
I'm not. I don't need a big like
You
for
don't
my
need a
birthday.
lot.
I'm simple. Take me
Yeah.
to the movies
Eat
and
and
let me
that's
get
it.
a eat and cut a cake with my kids, and I'm happy.
And
That's
me, I'm like, I want a party, I want a whole hall, I want a DJ, I
yo.
want an
You
orquesta,
want a
I
DJ?
want people to be
You
dressed
you want the
up,
you want the hora loca,
I want
right?
the hora loca, I want the whole shebang. Hey, 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 I want the whole shebang.
Yo,
Um, but
yo
we're
no
so
puedo.
different. That's what I'm saying. We're
We're
different in
different.
that
We're
that
different.
I'm the spender and you're more of the
Savior,
collector. You're the saver. You're the
savior.
one of like, babe, that's not necessary. But some things are.
No, no. It's important for both dynamics to work too. Because can't always be saving everything,
Yeah,
and you can't always be spending everything. So you
absolutely.
need to learn sometimes to
In
save
the
some
middle.
money, and then to live a little bit and
Yeah.
spend a little bit. So that's
But
important.
I feel like you have spender's remorse a lot.
Do I?
Absolutely.
I used to have a lot with the cars,
Yeah,
but
but
not
you
not not not
have
our last car.
no. Let's not talk about that, okay?
No, no, but yeah, yeah. I don't. Buyer's remorse. I get it. I get it though. I don't have it as what I used to though.
No, it's not as easy as be. All right, what's your next question?
All right, next question. Where we at? All right. Do. Okay. Saying what podcast are you listening to at the moment? Marry
Marry Life
Life
Podcast.
Podcast. All right. Here's just a random one. What do you like most about your job?
Wow. So I can't talk a lot about my job, but
Just be
I could
general.
be general. Um, I love the fact that as a Christian woman, as a believer, knowing that God is about family and unity,
Hmm.
and I'm kind of doing His work. Like I
Right,
feel like
right.
I'm doing some of His work. Like I reunify families,
Yeah,
and
it's purposeful work.
yeah, like I'm doing purposeful work. And one thing I love is that there's so many different elements that we can do there. You know
Right,
what I mean? And I'm new as far as in this new position, but not new into this world of work that I do.
right.
I've been doing under this office, under the federal government, like in different aspects, like nonprofit. Then I went into contract. Then I went into the federal side. I've been doing it since 2014 when we got married,
Mm.
and so I've seen different aspects of it, and I can see God's purpose when you do it with the right heart in that, and I love it. I absolutely love what I do.
Good,
Like I look forward to my work. You know what I mean?
good, good.
Like I don't know. I really do. I mean, I know some of my colleagues are like hate it or I'm not.
But you're looking further.
I look for yeah.
You're looking deeper at because there's a deeper purpose we find your actions.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. So I feel like, and not only that, I never thought I would have been in this level of where I'm at now.
Right.
I started off at a very entry level in 2014, and so to be able to have moved up so many times, like I
You
was
were
an
getting promoted every
administrative.
6 months.
Yeah,
Every 6 months you were getting, oh, babe, I got a promotion, a new title here. I'm like, yo, you get
that was
promoted every 6 months. You get
that
a
was when I
promotion?
was, but that's not when I was in the not as a Fed. When I was in
No, but
outside of federal,
in
yeah.
general, you're
I used to
that.
get promoted a lot. I mean, I started off as as assistant. What is it? As administrative assistant. Then I became a case manager. Then I became an assistant. What is it?
So,
Assistant director.
mm,
Then I became a director. Then I became an assistant vice president. Then I went into a contract to work
President
for the
Sarah,
feds.
Sarah for
Then I went.
president, Sarah for president.
So I've had some experience
Nah,
working within the same branch.
right, right.
So I definitely love that aspect. What is it that you love about your work? What is it that you do?
I work for Transit, New York City Transit. I work for the state. And no, what I like that I do is not I'm not micromanaged.
I know you love that.
I love that. It's blue collar work, pretty much. It's like do what you got to do, and,
That's
and
like my job.
and have a good day.
That's like my job. And I
Right,
think
right.
that's
You're not micromanaged,
not micromanaged.
but that's I'm
It's
not. I'm
amazing.
not that. I don't like that micromanaged stuff.
Yeah. And you also don't like 9 to 5s.
Yeah.
Sitting behind a desk 9 to
Nah, nah,
5.
nah. Okay.
I don't think you wouldn't mind driving 9 to 5. I just don't think you like the corporate 9 to 5.
Nah, yeah.
You're not a corporate guy.
Nah,
Yeah.
nah. That's what I like. Here's a side question. Like this is more on the money side, right?
Hmm.
But this is like uncomfortable questions that you ask before getting married,
Mm.
right? This is a question. How do I that I ask you? How do you feel about a prenup?
Wow. A prenup. See, I'm not on that status to be able to tell you like, oh, I need a prenup. I
Like, how do you feel about prenup between us? Like before we got married?
absolutely not.
No, no prenup.
No prenup. ¿Qué es lo que yo quiero una pobre? ¿Qué es lo que tú me vas a coger a mí?
Háblame en inglés, please.
Oh, I was poor. Like I'm poor. Like what were we gonna prenup for?
Right, right.
We're gonna take
I think
my shoelaces.
prenups is more for like people who own already businesses.
I think the prenup are for people that are making beyond a certain amount
Mm-hmm.
of income. Like
Right, right.
you in the billions or something. Like
Millions, yeah.
you're bringing in a significance, and
Right.
you want to make sure that one,
You're
there's
protecting their
no, yeah, you're
family.
protecting your family, but not only that, you also are, there's malicious people out there, and you don't want to get married to someone that is literally their main focus is to marry you to then take what is yours. You know what I mean? So in that aspect, I can see a prenup happening. But me, we ain't getting no prenup. There ain't no prenup over here. I don't think so,
Nah,
guys.
nah, we two broke kids getting together. Like
We
you
rich
and we
now.
if we are rich in Christ, so yeah, yeah, no. I mean, yeah, on my end, we don't need a prenup. We two broke kids, what are we gonna need a prenup
What you
for?
taking from me?
Like, what you taking from me? And if we make anything together,
It's
that's the
ours,
future. It's
yeah.
ours in the future. But like people who own businesses and stuff like that, they have to employ people.
Hmm.
I get it.
Yeah.
I understand that aspect. Um, Here's another one. Oh, we already answered this. Do you expect us to manage our finances jointly or separately? So we shared that. Oh, here's one. What do you like to splurge on?
Why don't you answer your own question first?
Sarah, what do you
No,
like
no,
to
no,
splurge
no.
on?
Mr. Fabiak.
What do you like to splurge on?
Can I answer for you and you answer for me?
Sure.
My husband likes to splurge on cars. Cars, yes, you do.
No,
Yes, you do. Cars. Lately, you've been doing like the sneakers, which is not really you,
no.
but I definitely
This
think
is more of a nostalgia for when you grow up and you wish you had these things when you were younger, but you were broke when you're younger.
so you're getting them now that you can afford them.
Now that I can afford them, you get them.
You're
Like
right.
you, it's like those little moments, like
But they're
oh
splurge.
yeah, a little splurge.
What do I like to splurge on?
I mean,
What don't I like to splurge on? I
but
think that should be the question.
no, no, but what do you like to splurge on? You're into like personal care a lot, nails, feet, massage, hair, and they'd be like, oh, we're gonna cut this little piece right here, $300. I'd be like, yo, damn,
A
I
mí
could have
me,
done
a mí
that.
me gusta lo bueno. I
Yeah,
like the good stuff. I like the good stuff.
yeah, yo, yeah. But yeah, you like to spend money on self care. You do that a lot. That's what you do.
I do.
Yeah.
But you like gadgets and stuff.
Yeah, I'm an electronics gadgets guy, but I don't.
And also,
I'm not spending much on that.
you haven't. Lately, you have not. But then again, we don't have any to spend on it.
No, no, no. We
So
got 4 kids. We
we
got
got these
bills to pay. We got
loans.
these loans, credit cards
Yeah,
to pay.
no,
We got things to pay.
no.
So, here's one. Could one of us be a stay-at-home parent when we have children?
I think we could have.
How do you feel about being a stay-at-home mom? If you were,
Absolutely not.
you
You
said
know
that.
that. You
You
know the
said that mad
answer.
quick.
Because you know the answer to
You
that.
said the mad quick. You were like, absolutely not.
What you thought I was going to say?
No, no, no. You know.
What did you think I was
Nah,
going to
you
say?
were after 3 months. You were like, yo, yo, yo,
Listen.
call me, yo, yo.
Yo, can I come in? I wasn't even finishing maternity leave and I was ready to come back.
Nice.
It's parenting is hard.
Yeah.
But
some people
when you
are
are when you for me personally, because I like to work, and because I have work ethics, and I like to I like my brain to continue working in other aspects. I like to learn. I like to grow. I love growth, and hence why I've been promoted so many times. Is because I like growth, right? Um, I could not stay at home. I just can't do it.
right.
Like it's not for me.
Right,
And
right,
don't get me wrong, I adore and I love my children. I absolutely love my children.
right.
But I
No, no,
cannot.
but there's a healthy part of that too, because
That
you,
takes a toll.
yeah, like
Like
you,
all my stay-at-home moms, yo, I have the ultimate respect. The ultimate respect. That is a job that I
yeah,
personally cannot do, because that is a job.
mm,
That's it is your mental health
yeah.
it takes a toll.
So it's
It just
important.
takes a
Yeah, I
toll.
would even say go take a part-time job
Yeah.
for those moms who are very stressful.
I mean, my husband would be like, "When do you go back to work?" Because it takes a toll not only on me, but
Yeah,
it takes
yeah,
a toll on us,
us, because now
on the
you
house.
vent,
Because now being at home
you're
all
taking it
day with
out
your
on
children.
everybody.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. Would you be a stay-at-home dad if you had the opportunity to do it?
No, I don't think so. I just feel like it's in my DNA. I got to work.
Right.
Like I would rather work and sacrifice, for the family. Like,
And
and
that's
it's
funny
it's
that you
it's
say
a
that,
duty.
because
Like
I mean,
I feel.
we thank God that God was on our side. The pandemic did not affect our household
Nah, if anything,
in
they made
that.
they made us work more. They made me work
Right. Me
more.
too. So the pandemic, for you guys that don't know, I worked from home even before the pandemic. So my office is home even before the pandemic
Mm,
occurring, and everybody started doing this work at home stuff. I literally, my office is at home, and my husband works for the city, as you said earlier. So he is an essential worker
hmm.
for the city, and so he had to go to work.
Yo, no matter what.
There was no you staying
Nah, I
home.
had COVID. I was one of the first people getting COVID
Yep,
in
yep.
the United
And
States. I was in the whole
nobody.
United States.
Wow, baby, you're
I was
pushing it. You're pushing it. Not the whole United States.
Now COVID happened like in January. I mean in March. At the end of March, I got
Yeah,
COVID,
yeah. I went to DC for work,
and yo, even
and
my
you were sick.
I was sick. I had COVID. I was out for only 2 weeks. Get back to work.
Yep,
I was like, yo, I don't. Meanwhile, everybody's getting their days off over
that
here.
was very scary.
Yeah, it was very scary. No, even going back to work, yo, nobody wanted to be next to me because it was like
Wow.
that whole pandemic. It was in the news.
Right. Nobody knew what was COVID.
Yeah, what was COVID? That people were dying. People were.
I mean, there was trucks outside like meat markets. Like it was crazy.
So I remember, man, when I had COVID, I went back to work. Yo, nobody wanted to be next to me. It was like the poisonous boy. They were
You
like,
were exiled.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I felt like that a little bit at work. Everybody was like, I walk in, everybody was like, clear the field.
If Let me ask you a question. Has there ever been a moment in our marriage that you thought this was a mistake
Mistake.
for us to be together?
Um, nah.
Honestly, I
Like
don't
like
think.
frustration moments, sure. But like, was it a mistake? I mean, obviously, when we had our breaking moment that we almost,
Are
I
you
would
going to
say,
talk about that?
separated. No, I think we can leave that for the next episode.
Okay.
And then but yeah,
Okay. I think that's a great segue to our next
next
episode.
we can talk about the
Oh
next
yeah,
episode.
definitely. But I think that that's realistic. Like
Mm-hmm.
as a Christian couple,
Right.
as believers, as Jesus freaks that we are, and knowing God and knowing what He has done for us and how much He loves us, those moments have happened,
Yeah,
and I think
it's
that's a
real.
realistic mindset. And it's not like we're less of Christians because of that. I
No, it
think that
happens. It's real.
people fail to realize that this year is the flesh.
Mm.
And so, as much as we want to walk in Jesus' footsteps and we want to be that image, it's work. It's a back and forth a lot of the times with
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
everything in our lives.
Yeah,
But I think that for us, what has helped us, it has been God and our love for God and knowing that God is the foundation of our lives. No
yeah.
matter what, He
No
has
matter
been the
what.
foundation, even at those dark moments.
Yeah.
And I always say this, and I know that you agree with me, is that if we didn't have God, I don't think we would have been together.
Yeah, we wouldn't. Yeah, we wouldn't last if we didn't
We
have God
wouldn't
in
have
our
lasted.
in
It's
our lives.
just, it's impossible.
Yeah,
It really is.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, we cling on to God. He's the core of our relationships. You know, we first love God and then each
And
other.
then each other. I think I have one last question for you.
Sure.
What is one thing that you love about your wife? It can be only one thing.
It could be only one thing.
Only one thing that literally you admire and love about her. About me.
Wow, baby. One thing that I love about you. I love so many things
I
about you,
know that, but
babe.
just name one thing that you're like, this is like the top of the top.
That you set great boundaries.
That I know how to set my boundaries.
You say
I'm very clear with my boundaries with
you're
people.
very clear with boundaries. Like you're not someone like I trust you so much that you know what? Like even though other people might not be cool with it, like you can go to DR or Dubai by yourself with your friends
Right, right,
because I
right, right.
trust you.
Right,
I know you're not gonna be out here being ratchet
right, right,
and like be entertaining dudes.
right.
Like I have that
Confianza.
trust with you.
Okay.
So you set those great boundaries. That makes me I appreciate you more. That's a great quality in a woman, you know. And you're firm with it, you know. You're like,
I think I'm honest with you too. Like I'm
yeah, you're super honest with me.
I'm just be like, this happened and this
A little too
happened.
honest, but yeah,
A little too honest. Sorry.
but yeah,
I don't ever want it to be like I hid anything from you, or I never would like for you to hear something from somewhere else and
right,
not know it from me.
right.
You know what I mean? Like that's just who I am. I think one quality that I admire the most about you, and so many. Sheesh. I love that. I love the fact that you make it known that your wife is your everything. Like that, having that support and knowing, yo, my husband has my back no matter what.
I'm your ride or die, baby.
It's my yo,
I'm your ride or die,
ride or
baby.
die forever. You hear
All
that?
right, I'm your ride or
Un
die.
besito.
You wanna
That was cute.
wanna
That was
rob
cute.
it? Yeah, you go rob a bank, whatever you need.
Nah, yo no sirvo para eso.
Tú no sirve para eso.
I'll be like, he did it. He did it.
Nah, it's the metaphor.
Yeah, I get it.
I'm
I
not
get it.
doing that, but yeah.
I get it. All right. You have another question?
No, that's it. I think we could wrap up
I
there.
think we're wrapping up. I definitely think, guys, that you should definitely comment, give us some questions that you have or something that we want us to clarify more, because I know we touched on a lot today.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that for next episode, we should definitely get into that dark moment when we were about to call it quits.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that that's important and realistic
Mm-hmm.
for people to hear.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, guys, if you resonated with this podcast and what we talk about, subscribe, show us love. We're in all the social media platforms. And guys, we love you. My name is Kel.
I'm Sarah.
Peace.